What if the person you trusted the most was the last face you ever saw? For over 30 years, 4 couples vanished along a quiet Virginia roadway. No witnesses, no arrests, just silence. Until now. Tonight, we're reopening one of America's most haunting, unsolved serial killer cases. A case buried by jurisdictional failures, lost evidence, and unanswered screams. Because what investigators finally uncovered decades later didn't just solve the case, it exposed how close the killer had been all along. The Colonial Parkway stretches peacefully through Virginia, a scenic route designed for families, tourists, and quiet reflection. But between 1986 and 1989, it became something else entirely. 4 young couples, found dead in or near their cars. No signs of robbery, no obvious struggle, only one disturbing pattern. Each couple had disappeared after a routine night out. A date, a drive, a moment of trust, and then nothing. But what investigators noticed next would terrify the families. These weren't chaotic murders. Cars were staged, bodies moved, scenes manipulated. Whoever did this understood law enforcement procedures. Some victims showed signs of restraint, others signs of compliance, which raised a chilling question. Did the killer pose as an authority figure, a police officer, a ranger, someone who didn't need to force his victims because they followed willingly? And that possibility sent fear through every investigator on the case. Here's where everything went wrong. Multiple agencies, separate jurisdictions, no unified task force. Evidence went missing, tips weren't shared, leads died in filing cabinets. Families begged for answers, but instead they were left with decades of silence. And as the years passed, the killer vanished into history, or so everyone thought, because one final piece of evidence refused to disappear. In the 2010s, cold case investigators returned to the evidence using modern DNA technology that didn't exist in the 80s. What they found was devastating. DNA linked the murders to a former Navy serviceman, a man trained in discipline, control, and authority. Suddenly, the patterns made sense. The calm scenes, the compliance, the confidence. The Colonial Parkway killer hadn't been a monster hiding in the dark. He had been hiding in plain sight. If you're drawn to cases that refuse to stay buried, make sure you're subscribed to Casefile Commentary TV, because these stories deserve to be remembered. For the families, answers came too late. Some suspects died before facing trial. Others were never fully prosecuted. And while the case is now officially considered solved, one question still lingers. Was there only one killer, or did someone else help and walk free? The Colonial Parkway looks peaceful today. Cars still pass, couples still park, life moves forward. But beneath the asphalt lies a warning. Evil doesn't always scream. Sometimes it asks politely and waits for you to trust it. This is Casefile Commentary TV, where the past never stays buried.